Hey, good morning, everybody. It's a windy morning down here in Surfside, California. I haven't felt this kind of wind for quite some time, so we have a breezier kind of situation here. I've noticed that offshore it's going to get a little bit breezier. Also might make finding kelps a little bit more difficult, but we'll see as the day plays out. Still some really excellent fishing going on. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. It's a bit windy here this morning, but here we are, and we're ready to rock and roll with another great day of sport fishing for all of you. Hopefully, things are going to continue to head in the right direction. It has been fantastic fishing, and it just doesn't seem to want to slow down one bit at all. We open up with this beautiful drone shot that James Moser over at Newport Landing Sport Fishing shot for us all. James, you're number one. James says he puts on the morning briefing in the ticket office in the morning to fire all his passengers up, and he says it's working really well. James, it's that kind of support. Man, I don't know how to thank you. Thank you so very much. Can't wait to get out with you really soon, shoot some drone footage, and have some great fishing. So I want to remind you all that we still have a couple of openings left on our October 5th through 7th trip on the Pride, our last trip of the year. You're definitely going to want to jump on that. Just send me a text and I'll send you the info, or look in the show description here today. 657-227-6459, and you'll get all hooked up. I noticed that there was some inconsistency in the scores yesterday. Some guys really got them, other guys missed. I guess that's typical on most days, but it seemed just a little bit down perhaps on some of the boats and in some of the areas. I think a blip on the radar, because the evidence suggests to me that yellowfin tuna is starting to play a more important role every single day. We're seeing more of it, even starting to catch some skipjack down there on the Pongueros out of Ensenada, and seeing some up in San Diego also. All right, let me start you out with the Ponga guys down there, and as well as bigger boats out of Ensenada. They continue to catch more and more yellowfin tuna. They're seeing a lot more of it. There's still a lot of Dorado in the kelps. Bluefin tuna is really hit and miss right now. Not as much BFT as we were once seeing. Every once in a while you get on a foamer that wants to bite. Throwing a Daiwa Pacific lure was a good way to go. The poppers have also been super effective. It's really an excellent way to get a bite on those bluefin. But for the most part, they've been super finicky, not biting that well until you get that right stuff. So remember, and this goes for Ensenada, this goes for San Diego, this goes for LA Orange County, bring some light stuff when you hit a kelp that's very finicky with Dorado. You want to drop down to 15 or 20 pound fluorocarbon. www.optionusa.com. Put in FA at checkout. So you're going to want to drop it down and drop your hook size down. And as always, choose a really good hot bait. But have some 25, 30 pound, 40 pound, even 50 pound. You want to have some heavy, because every once in a while you'll get into the tuna, including the yellowfin tuna, which are playing a more significant role as we move forward here and get warmer water and beautiful fall weather, with the exception of this wind this morning. You're going to want to have some heavier stuff. Those Daiwa Pacific lures have been working well on those foamers at times. Yellowfin like a chrome jig. They bite it really well, heavy, sink it down, wind on it fast. It's a great way to get a bite. No question about it. How about the Daiwa Pacific? Limits of yellowfin tuna, limits of Dorado. That is some nice shooting on YFT that range anywhere from, I want to say 10 to 25 pounds up to 50 and 60 pounds. There's some nicer grade stuff mixed in there also. That Grande had a special guest on board yesterday, Scott Buchert. You know Scott, he's such a great guy. He provides me with so much information, and Scott said it was really fun on the Grande yesterday. They had 33 guys on board with 31 on the Dorado, 51 yellowfin tuna. You hear the theme. It's starting to go to YFT, 3 yellows and a skipjack to go along with that. San Diego, and the Grande and the San Diego are boats that leave in the morning, come back in the evening. So their day trip. San Diego had 17 yellowfin tuna and 30 Dorado. not bad. It's definitely starting to head in the right direction. Check out this big, beautiful fish Manny Mercado caught. Manny was out with West on the with Bright Sport Fishing, and they were fishing a flying fish, and they got this gorgeous bluefin tuna. Manny, great job, my friend. Way to go. Freelance out of Daveys Locker, Newport Beach, 200 plus Dorado. So I talk about a little bit of down fishing, and I want to just thump myself in the head. When you get a boat out locally catching 200 flatheads, I don't know how it can get any better than that. It is superior fishing, no question about it. The Some Fun yesterday out of Dana Wharf had decent Dorado fishing, but he also had a handful of yellowfin tuna. That is going to play a more significant role right here. We're going to see more and more of that move in here. Western Pride yesterday, nice hit. 21 yellowfin tuna, 7 bluefin tuna to around 50 pounds. Got their clock clean on a couple of those fish. More reason to bring the heavy with you. 38 Dorado. You definitely want to have that 15 to 20 pound when you hit a kelp that's finicky, but you've got to have like 50 and some bigger hooks, 2-0, 3-0, 5-0 hooks, just in case the intensity of the bite goes up or the grade of fish goes up. If it gets to be too big, you're going to just get creamed fishing 20 pound. I'll tell you that right now. So you got to be prepared for both. Sport King yesterday with Bruce, 19 guys, 36 Dorado. Freedom, 40 Dorado, 5 yellowfin tuna. El Dorado with 40 yellowfin tuna. So pardon me, 40 Dorado. So more and more yellowfin are starting to show up. And that skipjack that the Pongeros are telling me about, and seeing more and more marlin, just evidence we're still in this warm water thing. And there's no lack of fish. We're seeing a lot of fish everywhere. I just wish all this kelp that I have on the beach here would move out and guys could find kelps easier, because some days you look hard and it's very difficult to find a kelp. So you got to work really, really hard at that. So remember, vary your tackle. It makes all the difference in the world. And we still, I think we still have some surprises out there on the horizon. We haven't seen the wahoo yet. Everybody's been saying it. We haven't seen any blue or black marlin, which would be very rare for our Southern California, northern Baja waters. We haven't seen that yet. Is it coming? I don't know. This is such an unusual game. Yesterday, I made the comment that we may wake up one morning and without a storm or without anything, it's gone. It's all disappeared, and this historic year is over. Or it could just extend into December. You just never know. And that mystery, that enigma, that makes sport fishing so darn fun and interesting. That's exactly what makes this game so darn interesting. All right, let me take you through some of the islands. We'll start you at Todos Santos, off of Ensenada, down in that neck of the woods. We continue to see good yellowtail fishing at the islands, and a lot of calico bass still biting there. We're also seeing some really good yellowtail fishing at the Coronado Islands, even though not that many people are fishing there. That bite has been very good, 20 to 40 to 60 yellows. Surface iron fish. We also see fish mostly on the fly line bait. San Clemente Island, really good yellowtail fishing. Some of the long range boats are still doing well. On the bluefin tuna at night, up there near San Clemente, up near the west end of the island, they are hammering out good catches. Again, knife jigs, anywhere, and you get wind like this, you're going to want to have a knife jig that's somewhere in that 400 gram range, but 250s also work well when you don't have so much wind, and so keep that in mind. But there is really good fishing, and there you are fishing heavy. You are fishing 100 pound, you are fishing 200 pound mono leaders. You don't want to get bit off, and those bluefin do have teeth. So there's still some really good bluefin tuna fishing going on out in that neck of the woods. Then they move into Clemente and do really well at times on the yellowtail. And they are also, you see in the Royal Polaris, fish next to the Pursuit the other day out of 22nd Street Landing. They're also moving in and catching Dorado. So Clemente pretty good. Up there in the Channel Islands, give me a break. I thought they were all finished with the white sea bass. 8 guys on the Cobra, 11 white sea bass. Nice hit for them, as there is still some WSB up there, mostly rockfish. They do have a shot at offshore stuff up there also, but it's been real tough here lately. And again, we're getting a little bit of breeze here. We may see a little bit of a dip with this breeze, and then we get back to some really nice weather with a period of afternoon breeze in the early part of the week, next week, and then it mellows out Thursday, Friday. Looks really, really good for our Pride trip, which we're sold out on. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that weather forecast holds up. It looks like it could be really, really good. Coastal fishing, I'll tell you, the premier with almost 80 calico bass. Nice hit for them. That's nothing wrong with that. Up and down the coast, we're seeing some good bass fishing. Private boaters are all over the bass down the Horseshoe Kelp and other areas. That has been super good fishing up there in the Santa Monica Bay. They've had some good bass fishing. Redondo, some good bass fishing. They fill in with rockfish. Nothing wrong with that. Island Spirit, good rock fishing. Up there out of beautiful Ventura Harbor, sport fishing. They've been doing really, really well up there in that neck of the woods. And surf fishing, man, I'll tell you, there has been some really good Corvina fishing, as well as some yellowfin, croaker, and a few halibut also being taken. All right, what in the heck is with this breeze? I mean, this is one of those mornings where I'm saying to myself, even though I love to fish no matter what, but I am saying to myself, I don't know about this. This looks like a pain in the neck trying to surf fish in these conditions. It's not horrible, but there's a good steady, I don't know, 12 knots or so blowing right now. So it's breezier than normal. Normally, early morning here, we have no wind at all. All right, everybody, we're gonna have our Bass Pro video podcast out next week. So I wanted to alert you all to that. I've been getting a lot of questions about that. Thanks to everybody who attended. That's gonna go up really soon. James Moser, Newport Landing, thank you. Really appreciate that. We have one more trip left. Would love you to jump on with us on the Pride, October 5th through the 7th. And that is all she wrote for this year. So I hope you're able to join us on that one. And of course, morning briefing, special updates, more coverage for you in 2023 as we expand Friedman Adventures. But we can't do it without you. So please give us a like this morning, share the morning briefing with somebody you love, and keep making comments on YouTube. All of that really, really helps us a lot. All right. Can't thank you enough. Keep up the great work. Catch some fish this weekend. Have fun, and I hope to see you really, really soon.